Welcome to the new boss in BTD6 called FaZe. Now this thing is another beast. I already played through the normal one and this thing is just such an amazing boss with such unique mechanics. I'm really excited to show you guys. First off, I want to say a huge thank you to Ninja Kiwi for allowing us to show you guys this, for giving us early access, and I cannot be more excited for this one. This boss is something else. So first off, you guys know that every boss has its own theme, and going with the theme with this boss FaZe being this reality warper, I think they call him. You guys can see that all of these corners are kind of, you know, darkened out as if there's some rift, and it's like we're looking through a lens, it looks like. And I really like this theme. I really like what they're doing with it. And so we're going to be showcasing everything about FaZe. We're going to be playing through the elite one. I haven't beaten this one yet, so we're going to do that together. But because the early game is filled with farming and we are allowed to show you guys two more things from this new update, let's just show you guys the new map and Admiral Brickle while this Dark Monkey is farming in the background. Then we're going to be back when everything is said and done, and we're going to jump into FaZe immediately. So this is the new map called Water Park. Water Park is going to be an intermediate map with balloons coming out from two sides. The first one is going to be from the top right corner, as you guys can see, and they're basically going down into the water, which means that we can place a bunch of water towers right here. And then obviously I have the Admiral Brickle skin, but let me show you guys what's the second entrance for these balloons. It's going to be the water slide actually, and you can use these little spots to place Dark Monkeys basically, or whatever you want actually, all over the map. Now this platform is elevated, which means that, you know, towers like snipers or whatever it is are actually going to be able to hit both into the water slide and down in the I guess it's a lazy river, the way you call this. And if we place a sub with advanced intel, you guys can see that there's actually elevation with the water slide, which means that sub spam or things like that are not going to work. So the premium, I guess the premium spot is going to be in the middle where this platform is, where this small little hut is. Now this is Admiral Brickle's new skin, which is called Lifeguard Brickle, and this is basically, let me just sell these snipers. Let me show you guys how level 7, this is how level 7 looks like. Then it's going to be level 10, which is unlocks the Megamind, and then the level 20. And I'm going to show you guys how the Megamind looks like at level 20, which is basically like a red cone, like a red water cone, or whatever you want to call it. And she's holding a water gun. So very interesting. It's an interesting summer theme. I mean, it's a summer update, it's a summer map, and then a summer theme with Brickle being on a boat. So cool stuff, and let's jump into FaZe. I just want to remind you guys to use my code in the Balloon Store and say a huge thank you to everyone that has used it so far. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And now let's finally jump back into FaZe. Okay, so it's round 39, we got some farms going, and let me just walk you guys through FaZe. It's gonna be a lot of information at once, but I promise it's not complicated, it just takes a while to get everything going. So first off, this is FaZe. I guess this is like a futuristic ship that bends reality and jumps through space. That's actually, you know, jumping through space, it's actually jumping through the track. That's one of the things that this thing actually does. It moves forward on each skull, so that's very interesting. So first off, let me just get a village and a sniper here on the right side to show you guys something. Now, this is a camo village which provides a camo detection aura. Now one of FaZe's abilities is, I think it was called Radar Jam, which basically means that every 24 seconds this happens. It takes away the camo aura and it takes away the camo detection from the towers that are benefiting from an aura. Or this also actually affects shimmer, which would decamo the boss, because the boss itself is a camo balloon, right? So as long as the tower, and let me just, I should probably sell these farms, so let me just make some money for this elite defender. Let's just buy the elite defender to get the damage going. Now a skull is gonna pop in a second, so let me just tell you guys what is happening with the skulls. Well, actually, while the camo is being affected, let me just show you guys that the Dark Monkey is attacking. And the reason why it's attacking is because it has camo detection by itself and it cannot be taken away. Now we just popped the skull, and what happens on each skull is FaZe warps, just moves forward towards the track, so he covers a certain amount of distance, and then a portal opens below him, and that portal is the new spawn point for the balloons. Now obviously, because the Sticky Bomb Ninja can see camo detection by itself, that camo detection cannot be taken away. So I feel like the Sticky Bomb is like a nice tower versus FaZe, but at the same time, what I've noticed with this boss balloon is, and by the way, you guys see the spawn point for the balloons? It's just gonna keep moving forward. So this is gonna happen 5 times because there are a total of 5 skulls on the elite phase. So that is not good, because that means that there's going to be a determined distance which the boss is going to jump every single time. So as far as I can tell, it is in our absolute best interest to just start popping this thing as soon as possible. But because this Radar Jam ability, which obstructs camo detection, basically if you decamo the balloon with the shimmer, it's gonna re-camo itself, and it cannot be decamoed for those 12 seconds. So that basically means that if your tower does not have innate camo detection or camo upgrade, then it's only going to be doing damage 50% of the time, because the ability is 24 seconds and it lasts for 12 seconds, the radar jam thing. And as you guys can see, this is only the tier 1. We've got, you know, just the best towers that we use versus the tier 1 bosses, which is the Elite Defender and a Sticky Bomb Ninja, and this thing made it almost all the way through the end. And this is basically how FaZe works. Now, we have a lot of things to talk about, so let me see you guys on the second tier and we'll talk about more on how to defend this thing. Okay, so tier 2 FaZe, and I want to try something else. So the Avatar of Wrath is a strategy that works on every single boss. It's a fail-safe strategy for all tier 2 bosses, and I want to see if they work on FaZe. Now, the problem that we're going to have here is, well, camo detection, because obviously this radar jam ability is basically the flagship feature behind this boss. It's your towers not being able to attack 50% of the time, because again, it lasts 24 seconds. Well, it happens every 24 seconds and it lasts for 12 seconds, so it's only a 12-second uptime on these attacks. And I'm not sure how this HP of the boss fares in comparison to other bosses, I guess, because it's 120 HP, which doesn't sound like a lot, but then you have the shield, which gets restored on every single skull, and it even jumps forward, and it even moves the spawn point from these balloons. And actually, this moving of the spawn point is not as annoying, I've noticed, but it's just there, and it's something that you have to be careful of. And that might be something that might prompt us to basically move our defenses towards the back, because there's a guaranteed distance that FaZe is going to be jumping in every single fight against him, because there are 5 skulls, and that's basically a predetermined distance that he's always going to travel. So I think defending at the back is actually a good idea. Yeah, so let me move this ice here on the right side. I mean, we're kind of doing, I'm not sure if we're doing well or not, because we've got 2 more jumps remaining, and I guess let's see where this last call gets it. But this is not looking good, guys. We might have to restart this whole thing. The Avatar of Wrath is not working out, I think. Okay, so the MAD is doing a lot better than the Avatar of Wrath Druids, because it's got camo detection by itself, and that thing cannot be taken away, plus the fact that it does a lot of damage, obviously, versus mob class balloons. It's amazing versus bosses, and yeah, the MAD is going to be a tier 1 defender versus FaZe. I mean, it's going to completely take it down by itself, but again, the same problem is that even though, you know, this MAD is doing a lot of damage, we're at skull number 3, and this thing is almost at like, what, like 70% of the map gone? Like, this is way too much, and I should have, yeah, let's just upgrade that thing to a crossbow master, and I hope that this crossbow master is going to be able to defend the exit. But let's see if we can even, like, this is as close as the druids, actually. What is happening? What is this thing? What is this boss? Let me use the ability. Do we even have this thing? Actually, I'm pretty sure that we do. Yeah, we do, just before it exits. Holy man, this boss is, I'm telling you guys, this boss is something else. I mean, and all the runs are going to be like this, just so you guys know. So I want to get the Dart Paragon, and the thing with the Dart Paragon, and actually all Paragons in the game, is that they have camo detection by themselves, which means that these things are going to be able to attack the boss regardless of what's happening. So all of these camo shenanigans are not gonna matter, actually, but that was for the cost of our entire defense, so we are going to have to take farming a little bit more seriously after we're done with this one. But basically, we have a Dart Paragon, this is degree 30, and let's see what this thing is gonna do. Let's see how far the boss is gonna make it, because this Dart Paragon is completely shredding it, and still it's going to make it at least like up to 60, if not more, 60% of the track, if not even further, just because of this warping, or what is it called? It's just this jumping forward ability, which is so insane. I mean, look at this thing. Yeah, so it's basically like 60-70% of the track, while we have insane damage on it. So I guess the trick behind this boss is going to be just get the damage going as soon as possible. So no time being wasted, you would just want to get the damage going, and you want to be using towers that have camo detection by themselves. So giving camo detection and relying on given camo detection or decamoing the boss does not seem to be the strategy for this one, although I have a feeling that we're going to be forced to do this in some future weeks. Okay, so this is the tier 4, and let me get the Ninja Paragon. Now, if you guys have been kind of catching up with the patch notes on actually the last update, this Ninja Paragon now gives global camo detection, which means that every single tower that's going to get placed now has camo detection. And now this change is starting to make a lot of sense, actually. The second that they implemented it, everyone was like, okay, yeah, that's a nice feature, but as you guys can see on this druid, on the Avatar Rat, it's got camo detection. But because of the radar jam ability, it is not going to be able to attack the boss. But basically, I think it starts to become like the tiers 1 and 2 are going to be, I'm talking about the elite one by the way, so tiers 1 and 2 on the elite one are going to be a camo problem, and then starting from tiers 3, 4 and 5, that's just going to be a damage problem because you're just racing against time at this point. You just want to get the damage going onto this guy, and you just want to keep the damage going as fast as possible. You just need a huge amount of damage to make this thing work right. Actually, this guy is not attacking, so the correct crossfire for this one is going to be the 520 now that I think about this, because it's going to have innate camo and it's going to be able to maintain a better uptime on the buff, no? So that's kind of, I guess, one of these small things that we have to, I guess, keep track of, right? Tier 4, I mean, look at this thing, guys. It's round 111, and it's, again, it's close to the exit, and I have a feeling that every single battle versus this guy is going to look like this. So tier 5, let me just farm a little bit more, and I will see you guys in a second. Okay, so tier 5, I'm just finishing up the setup. I bought 4 Paragons. We've got the Wizard, which is degree, what was it, 22, I think? 21, actually, on the Wizard, 30 on the Dart, 22 on the Ninja that we had before, and then it's a degree 20 on the Boomer. So let's see how we're gonna do versus tier 5 phase. This thing is looking insane, but these guys are doing a decent amount, although this is only the shield, which again, I don't know how much HP this thing has, so someone can kind of work it out. That would be amazing. But let's see how we're gonna do. So basically, I kind of positioned these defenses a little bit towards the back, as you guys can see, just because that this spawn point is gonna keep getting moved, so I wanted to kind of be ready for that thing. And yeah, let's just see how everything goes. So I've got all the debuffs. It's basically the usual stuff that you would see, you know, defending a tier 5. There's a Paragon limit on 4, obviously. Let me just do this thing. Actually, I just want to fill up this mana, and I'm going to use the Metamorphosis ability, or do we want to test the other one? Actually, let me do that one. Okay, so these ZOMGs do a decent amount of damage. Let's use the Metamorphosis now. Now let's see how much damage it's going to do. I'm pretty sure the bug is fixed, by the way, for those asking. I mean, yeah, this is a tough boss. So again, as you guys are probably noticing, we don't care about the spawn point being moved because we have way too much damage. But the problem now is just dealing with the boss. This boss is kind of making it a little bit further. I mean, we've got 2 more jumps left, and as usual, it's going to be close. But how close is it going to get? I don't know, let's see. Let's just keep using these abilities, and let's see what happens. So it gets decamo. It's very cool that they thought about changing the aesthetics on the boss when it gets decamo. That's very nice. One more jump in him. It's gonna get close for sure. It's gonna be close, but let's see how close it's gonna get. Let's use the Metamorphosis actually, and that jump is, oh wow, that's a jump near the exit. Actually, do we even have this thing? Hello? Are you telling me that these guys cannot defeat a tier? Oh my god, we just lost. Okay, so let's try it like this. I got an Ace Paragon. This is a degree 30 Ace Paragon. We've got a, I'm gonna set it to Finger Infinite. We've got a degree 30 Dart Paragon, and then it's just the Ninja that we had from before. It's a degree 22. And let's see how we're gonna do with this one. I have a lot of faith in the Ace Paragon just because it saved me so many times, and this ability is insane. It does a lot of damage. So let's just keep using the ability and let's see what happens. Hopefully this is gonna be better. I think it should be better, but let's see how everything is gonna go. So let's just keep moving this thing. We're going to need to micro this ability, basically move the location of the ability. Okay, so thinking about this, I think I know why I lost last time, but I did not fix the mistake this run. It just came to me. But one of the abilities the FaZe has is actually a cold aura, and this aura, there's no indicator as far as I can tell, but this aura slows the attack speed of all nearby towers, and I had all my towers towards the back. And I guess as the spawn point gets moved and this aura becomes stronger and stronger, it's like it's all working against you. If you have your towers behind, then you're gonna be able to deal, I guess, with the spawn point being moved, but then your towers are gonna get slowed. So this whole boss is just this boss is a menace, guys. That's all I have to say. But I guess you wanna have these towers further away from the boss. So I guess the Ace Paragon is gonna be nice because you can have the Ace platform basically anywhere that you want, and it's not gonna be affected by the slowing aura. And do we even have this thing? I mean, that's probably the last ability. Let me just move it like this horizontally, and hopefully we can get one more, but this is way too close. I mean, this boss is just an absolute menace, guys. I don't know what to say about this one. Oh, we got it. I thought he was gonna go out, but we got it. And that is the elite tier 5 FaZe. What an absolutely disgusting boss that is. It's such a well thought of boss. It's an amazing boss in terms of the concept and in terms of basically everything that's happening with it. Everything seems to be planned about this boss, and just such a unique concept that I really like. And I think this is probably going to be one of the best bosses in BTD6. If we had to rank them, I would probably put FaZe in number 1. And I'm just not just saying that because it's about to come out. This boss is something else. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.